He's called the greatest of all time. But before the championships, the MVP awards, and the global fame, Michael Jordan faced rejection, setbacks, and personal challenges that could have ended his dream. Instead, those failures became the fire that shaped him into a legend. Welcome to Famous Legends, where we explore the real stories behind the world's most iconic people. Today, we're diving into the inspiring journey of Michael Jordan, a man who turned every failure into motivation and in the process, redefined what it means to be the greatest. Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born on February 17, 1963 in Brooklyn, New York, before his family relocated to Wilmington, North Carolina. Growing up in a modest household, Jordan was taught discipline, responsibility, and the value of hard work by his parents. His father, James, introduced him to baseball and the competitive spirit, while his mother, Dolores, instilled in him the importance of education and faith. As a child, Michael loved sports, not just basketball, but also baseball and football. He was energetic, competitive, and always wanted to win, whether it was a backyard game with his siblings or a school contest. But what's remarkable about his story is that he wasn't always the best. In fact, one of the most famous stories from his youth is that he failed to make the varsity basketball team as a sophomore in high school. Instead, he was sent down to the junior varsity team, a decision that could have ended his basketball dream before it even began. That rejection could have crushed him, but instead, it became the fire that fueled him. Jordan trained relentlessly, often practicing for hours after everyone else had gone home. He developed a work ethic that would later become legendary. Looking back, he credited that moment of failure as the turning point in his mindset. "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." This early experience shaped not only his career, but also his philosophy of perseverance. What looked like a setback was, in reality, the foundation of his greatness. Jordan's story reminds us that success doesn't come from never failing. It comes from refusing to quit. Jordan's determination to prove himself was relentless. After the sting of his high school rejection, he trained harder, played longer, and pushed himself beyond limits. By his junior year, he had not only made the varsity team, he was a standout. His talent earned him a scholarship to the University of North Carolina, where he flourished under coach Dean Smith. It was at UNC that Jordan's competitive fire reached national attention. As just a freshman, he sank the game-winning jump shot in the 1982 NCAA championship against Georgetown, a moment that he later described as the turning point of his confidence. That single shot announced Michael Jordan as a player destined for greatness. When he entered the NBA in 1984 as the third overall pick by the Chicago Bulls, Jordan quickly became a sensation. He won Rookie of the Year, dazzled fans with high-flying dunks, and filled arenas everywhere he played. But for all his individual brilliance, critics dismissed him as just a scoring machine who couldn't lead a team to championships. The Bulls at the time were far from elite, and the early years were marked by playoff disappointments. The most painful roadblock came in the late 1980s when Jordan's Bulls repeatedly fell to their fiercest rivals, the Detroit Pistons. Known as the Bad Boys, the Pistons developed the infamous Jordan rules, a defensive strategy built on relentless physicality, double-teaming him, knocking him down, and wearing him out. Season after season, the Bulls were beaten and battered, and many wondered if Jordan would ever get past them. Instead of giving up, Jordan turned those defeats into fuel. He dedicated himself to strength training, adding muscle so he could withstand the Pistons' physical play. He learned patience, teamwork, and leadership, realizing that greatness wasn't just about scoring, it was about making everyone around him better. Those lessons transformed both Jordan and the Bulls, laying the foundation for the dynasty that would soon dominate the NBA. Jordan's rise to global fame came in the 1990s, when he truly became the face of the NBA. With his unmatched athleticism, competitive spirit, and clutch performances, he led the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships in just 8 years, capturing titles in 1991, 1992, 1993, and then again in 1996, 1997, and 1998. Along the way, he collected 5 league MVP awards, solidifying himself as the most dominant player of his generation. But Jordan was more than just a basketball player. He became a cultural phenomenon. His gravity-defying dunks and game-winning shots filled highlight reels worldwide, inspiring a generation of athletes and fans. His partnership with Nike gave birth to the Air Jordan brand, which revolutionized sports marketing and sneaker culture forever. What started as a shoe endorsement became a global empire, turning Jordan into a household name even among people who never watched basketball. Still, Jordan's path wasn't without detours. In 1993, at the absolute peak of his career, tragedy struck. His father, James Jordan, was murdered in North Carolina, a devastating loss that left Michael emotionally shattered. Searching for peace and a way to honor his father's dream, he stunned the sports world by announcing his retirement from basketball to pursue professional baseball. Critics scoffed, but for Jordan, it was deeply personal. After 2 years away from the NBA, Jordan returned with just 2 words: "I'm back." That simple fax message sent shockwaves through the sports world, and he proved he hadn't lost a step. Leading the Bulls to another three-peat of championships from 1996 to 1998, he cemented his legacy as not only the greatest of his era, but perhaps of all time. Michael Jordan's influence goes far beyond basketball. He showed the world that greatness is built on persistence, discipline, and the refusal to let failure define you. His competitive spirit, often called the Jordan mentality, became a blueprint for athletes everywhere. Generations of stars, from Kobe Bryant to LeBron James, have credited Jordan as their greatest inspiration, modeling not just their game after him, but also their mindset. But Jordan's reach extended beyond the hardwood. With Air Jordans, he helped create modern sneaker culture, influencing fashion, music, and streetwear in ways that are still felt today. He became a symbol of global pop culture in the 1990s, standing alongside icons like Muhammad Ali and Michael Jackson as one of the most recognizable figures on the planet. Today, Jordan is also a billionaire businessman and the principal owner of the Charlotte Hornets, one of only a handful of former players to own an NBA team. Beyond business, he has devoted much of his wealth to philanthropy, donating hundreds of millions of dollars to causes ranging from education and healthcare to racial equality and community development. Yet, perhaps his most lasting legacy is his philosophy of relentless drive. As he once said, "Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen." Michael Jordan made it happen, and in doing so, he became more than a champion. He became a legend whose story continues to inspire people far beyond the game of basketball. Michael Jordan's story reminds us that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. From being cut from his high school team to becoming the face of global basketball, his journey proves that resilience, dedication, and belief in yourself can turn rejection into triumph. His legacy is not only the championships or the records, but the mindset that inspires millions. Never let failure stop you. Let it fuel you. And that's why Michael Jordan isn't just the greatest basketball player of all time, he's a true legend. Whose story should we tell next? Share your ideas in the comments. And if you found Jordan's story inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more powerful biographies here on Famous Legends. Because fame fades, but true legends live forever.